We're jumping into game number 5 as I adjust the overlay. You can talk about stuff.
Sure, let's do that. So, let's go ahead and introduce both of our players in the top left position of MLG Dream Altar, which was Vines' choice. It is going to be TSLHyun spawning as a Teal Zerg. And in the bottom right position here of MLG Dream Altar again, we do have the yellow Protoss player oGsVINES spawning as the yellow Protoss. So let's go ahead and talk about the previous game.
Yeah.
I really liked the way Hyun played it out. Played it so much better than the previous two games. Mixing his composition a lot more, being a lot more dynamic with his decision making, making infestors, making that really strong late Broodlord tech switch into infestors, which Vines just frankly did not have the economy nor the proper composition to make the right units to be able to combat the army. So, with that being said, Hyun did come out on top. Both players are now tied up 2-2, so I'm interested to see exactly what kind of play Vines is going to go for. Is he going to go for a similar two-base play, which he seems comfortable with, or is he going to go for Void Rays, do a little bit of harassment onto the economy, if you want to take a third behind it? It's all really going to come down to see what kind of tech choices both of our players are going to go for.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because we've seen like dramatically different compositions from both of these players like throughout the entire series. So honestly, anything can happen here. And yeah, a little bit more about that last game. Just really sound, really cool decision making from both of those players throughout the entire game. Very evenly matched, very even throughout the entire way. And again, once Vines lost that fourth, once he was unable to get additional expansions up, I mean, honestly, Hyun had the entire right side of the map. Vines only had 3 or 4 of those bases, and then his fourth base got sniped. What do you do from there? And also, if you remember, he lost his entire army earlier on, losing all those expensive Colossi. I think he had some High Templars speckled in there as well, and that can't happen in PvZ. As a Protoss player, your opponents aren't expendable. Your units, I should say, aren't expendable. You're not going for trades. And we see a gas opening from
Yeah,
Hyun.
and getting speed really quickly too.
Whoa, no expansion either.
No. Could this be a Baneling bust? I think it might be a Baneling bust.
This
Well,
is...
he's making 6 lings too, and his queen is on the way. But the thing is, if you look at OGS's Vines' base, he did open up Forge first. So he is going to be relatively safe if he's going to be forced to pull probes. I'm not too sure how he's going to handle it. He's going to throw it on cannon. His expansion's coming up as well, halfway up. And Vines, I think he's going to be able to hold it. But the question here is Hyun going to expand behind it? It looks like he is. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he throws down a Baning Nest or some kind
Yeah.
of, maybe a Roach Warren even.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be something definitely really aggressive. Keeping a drone and gas there, so he's going to have a decent gas count. Moving Lings across the map again, trying to find that probe. The probe very sneaky though, just going to run right by the Lings, completely miss him, and he's going to go into the natural expansion. He's going to go into the main, and he's going to see this Roach Horn going down unless the queen gets out. Nope, there's no queen. Oh, actually, there's a queen trying to block the probe, but the probe
It
does
gets
get by.
canceled. Roach Warren gets
Oh
canceled.
wow! Is he going to rebuild it?
Okay.
Oh my
You know
God!
what?
Okay, he pulled drones off gas, but one of the drones still had gas in his mouth.
Yeah.
And I wonder if
there
he
was a
saw the
little
blood.
animation.
Did he see the blood left over from that roach
I
horn?
did see that, yeah. He knows something was up.
Is he gonna remake it now?
Hmm.
Guy's back on gas. And
I don't. Oh.
roach horn. There it is.
There we go.
Very interesting.
Okay, so it looks like it's going to be a Roach Warren Ling, excuse me, a Roach Ling all in coming out from Hyun. Very early Roach Warren. And Vines, he didn't actually spot the Roach Warren there. He saw it building. So he obviously had some kind of an idea that it's going to be some kind of early aggression coming out from Hyun. But the question here is Vines going to play defensive, make a few cannons, maybe even chrono boost sentries, which he's doing right now, or is he going to play a little bit more conservative, chrono boosting his probes, etc.? I think Vines knows something is up, to be honest.
Yeah. Did he send another probe out? No, he hasn't.
But he's
Not-
chrono boosting sentries, so he knows something might be coming.
Yeah, you absolutely need those sentries out. Chrono boosting his warp gate as well. 6 roaches are on the way, but not adding an additional cannon. It seems a little bit weird to me at this point. If you think aggression's coming your way, at least get that second cannon. Only one cannon on the field. It's a little bit scary. If Hyun can target down the correct buildings and then just get an opening for his Lings, and then Vine screws up one force field, it's not going to be good at all for the Protoss player. But he is chrono boosting the heck out of that warp gate, so once that gets done, he can warp in so many units, and he should be just fine, but it might be pretty close here.
Yeah, but if you look in the middle of the map, there's roaches making their way to the base of Hyun. You can see 8 roaches are currently out for Hyun. 12 lings as well, reinforcing with 12 additional lings, so he's going to be up to 24 lings and a bunch of roaches, 8 roaches to be exact. And Hyun has a window of timing here. There is no kind of Stargate tech that will be able to help him out. There is a robotics facility thrown down for Vines. He also does have 3 sentries, but again, something that's uncharacteristic from Vines is when you kind of spot something like this, maybe a second cannon, possibly a third cannon, as well as these sentries would be so much more beneficial to be able to hold off this engagement. But it looks like Hyun gonna move in. Robotics facility gets cancelled, and Hyun gonna focus on the cannon. Nice move. And all that's left right now is sentries, but he has a lot of sentries right now, Alex. He has 6 sentries, and they're gonna bust through the forge. Blings are gonna get in. Oh my god, it is looking so bad for Vines right now, and so much more reinforcements coming out. 14 additional lings moving out for Hyun, and I don't know if Vines is going to be able to hold any longer.
I don't think he can. Hyun just has too much stuff. Lings, roaches coming in, more force fields going down, but again, the Lings getting by, trying to target fire down those sentries. Take down 2, only 3 remain. 2 stalkers being warped in. Cannon's going to finish here, so that might be the saving grace for Vines, but more and more roaches, more and more Lings scattering themselves, coming across the map here to help reinforce, but this is going to be close, man. I don't know if Vines has enough, but he is ahead pretty far in supply.
Yeah, but also take into consideration he lost his cybernetic score. He's not going to be able to make any more stalkers right now. Vines trying to get additional wall off here with the forge and the gateway, trying to get out in time. He's going to use the force fields as a little bit of a law for himself. But again, Hyun gonna fall back, I think. He's gonna get 7 drones right now in the production tab. He's also getting 2 additional queens. Gonna go up to 3 queens, I believe. But again, he's just putting on the aggression here at the natural of Vines. Really making Vines stay on his toes. Forge is going to complete, Guardian Shield goes up, and I think Vines held it off fairly well, but at what cost? He lost the cybernetic score.
He made it, by the way.
Yeah, he did make it. Yeah.
I think Vines is going to be fine here. I feel like if Hyun just kept pouring on the pressure, he might have been able to break it, but it would have been close. And Hyun behind this going to be droning up, so we're going to go into a bit of a standard game, but Vines is going to be in a great position here. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he went for a 2-base gateway timing here. You know, just get a bunch of units on the field. He has a bunch of gateways here. A bunch of warp gates, I should say. I think he has 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 gates in a robotics facility, but it looks like he might just take a 3rd. So, might just play it safe here, even though I think he could probably win the game if he pushes right now.
Do you think this is the better option for Vines to go ahead and play it safe, take a 3rd, or is it? I mean, I agree with you. I think if he goes for a 2-base timing,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say he's 100% guaranteed to win the game, but I feel he has a very strong chance of just killing Hyun very early in this game. And it looks like he is gonna move out right now with a lot of units. He's gonna have 11 sentries. That is a lot of sentries.
Wow.
The energy is gonna be so high on of them. And 90 supply for Vines, 69 for Hyun. He is going to move out. And I really like the fake move he did to kill the destructible rocks at the 3rd, not expanding and then moving across the map. And Hyun taking a very odd 3rd location at the right side of the map. I'm not too sure I can agree with this. Very hard to reinforce here into your natural in case of any kind of timing pushes. And there we go. It looks like Vine moving forward, going to start planning down these proxy pylons here very soon. And 7 spines going down from Hyun. Oh my god, that is so many spine crawlers. But still, man, the army of Vines is very scary. He has a huge supply lead now, 102 to 64. 6 slings are going to be in production from Hyun. And do you think Hyun's going to hold this, or is Vines going to come out victorious very quickly on here?
If the spines finish, he might be okay, but that's a big might. There's a lot of stalkers on the field, a lot of sentries, plenty of force fields able to be used, but that's so many spines. Look at this, so many spines being put at the natural expansion. He does not want to die right here, and the art behind this, Vines can just back up and expand if he wants to. But he's going to continue forward, losing a bit of sentries here. I'm not sure about this trade. Continuing forward, trying to press this advantage, but that's a lot of spine crawlers, and still more are in production. I think Vines might be overextending, but that being said, it looks like he just has too many stalkers and sentries.
Yeah, he does have a lot of units. The Guardian Shield's helping out a lot as well, but a little bit of a misclick from Vines. A moved into the spine crawlers, but it looks like he's going to take it. Yeah, that was well played by Vines. So Vines going to go up 3-2 in this best of 7 series against TSLHyun. We have one final match. If Vines wins this next game, he is going to be victorious in this Tuesday night show match, week number 2. He will win $100. Man, honestly, I want it to go to a game 7.
Me too. I'm sure everyone watching does too. This is like, these games have been absolutely fantastic, except for this past one. I guess Hyun being a little bit impatient, just wanting to go for a quick win there. But Vines scouted it right away. So, I don't know. It's the map, too. Tyler Malter, it's hard to take a third, so
Yeah.
a lot of Zerg players left going for those 2-base timing pushes. But that being said, we're going to jump into the next game pretty quickly here, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break with more Tuesday Night StarCraft. My name is Axel, joined by prOmise. We're in the middle of a match between Vines and Hyun. Don't go anywhere.